So we just witnessed one of the biggest updates around crypto. And what that was Trump creating a US strategic crypto reserve. Now, we're definitely going to be talking about that, but we actually have a lot more to address when it comes to Hedera as well. So definitely sit back, relax, and welcome to the channel, everyone. My name is Nick. For those that are new to the channel, hopefully by the end of this video, you do become a subscriber. So, Hedera has been doing very well over the last couple of days. We did have a nice bounce up to almost 30 cents, and right now we're just kind of chopping a little bit more. Overall trading volume up about 49%. If we look at the last day, we're, just kind of sitting flat. 7-day span up about 15.7%. Last month, we are still down about 16.5%. This is what the 1 year looks like as well. Again, you can kind of see that downtrend that we're trying to attempt to break out of. This is what the overall chart looks like. We're still in that downtrend going all the way back to that high of the middle of like January. This is basically right around like 40 cents. Now you can see where a lot of that, overall resistance is on this chart. It is trying to flip the support zone that we were trading on back in like the end of December into roughly like the middle of January before we did hit about 40 cents. So now that is basically resistance. What we want to do is actually flip that and then flip that into support as well. Right now we're, kind of fighting that resistance. We might sell off a little bit more. I wouldn't be surprised if we did kind of fill this fair value gap here that we actually have, chop a little bit more against that upper trend line. Then we finally break out of it. We'll probably hit that support zone once again. It will act as resistance. We'll retest the trend line. Then we'll finally break out of it and then flip that into support before we do continue higher. That's what would make the most amount of sense. Again, we have to watch, wait, and see what happens here in terms of price action. But so far, that's exactly what I would assume the next move on HBAR being. But overall, we're still focused on that one big target up there around like 57 cents, because guess what that is? That is the all-time high for HBAR. And what's crazy about that is that even right now, from our current price on this chart, it's about roughly 125% away. To a lot of people, that might seem like a big move. It might even sound like it's kind of a crazy move, but we just witnessed a 63% move over just like the last 4 days. So again, a new all-time high for HBAR here is brewing, in my opinion. We're just waiting for it. And I know that we've been waiting for a bit of time. I mean, even going off of the previous high on this chart, it's been about roughly 45 days. With some very boring and even negative price action. So we're just waiting for that nice big move to the upside. Now, are there some big catalysts behind HBAR? Of course there is. There always is. ETFs, even, HBAR being included in the strategic reserve, for the US, which we'll talk about here in a second. But also a lot more updates are starting to pour in around Hedera. And we're also starting to see the ecosystem being adopted in a big way, which we will also address. But let's actually start off with the Trump announcement. So originally, Trump did put out a post on his social media platform, and it was basically talking about how a U.S. crypto reserve will elevate this critical industry after years of corrupt attacks by the Biden administration, which is why my executive order on digital assets directed the presidential working group to move forward on a crypto strategic reserve. That includes XRP, Solana, and ADA. I will make sure the U.S. is the crypto capital of the world. We are making America great again. And then we also have, and obviously Bitcoin and Ethereum as other valuable cryptocurrencies will be at the heart of the reserve. I also love Bitcoin and Ethereum. Then, of course, we did see his son, Eric Trump, quote this and say, "I love the genius of announcing a strategic reserve on a Sunday when traditional markets are closed and Wall Street sleeps. For the first time, retail investors when traditional finance better catch up, or it will quickly become extinct. The world no longer runs on a Monday through Friday 9 to 5. Now, we do have, a few moves that have been being made around the Trump administration with crypto. One of the big things that I'm actually looking forward to is the summit this Friday. I think that we are going to see a big spotlight put on a lot of the crypto companies that are on the top Made in America cryptocurrencies list. And we do know that HBAR, I mean, if we take USDC out of the picture, okay, HBAR is number 6. HBAR is number 6 on this list. It would make sense to have HBAR included in the US Strategic Reserve. And I wouldn't be surprised if Hedera did make it to that summit this Friday and really kind of make themselves known. It would not surprise me one bit. Again, HBAR has been doing very well over the last 7 days, but so has a lot of these other made in the USA cryptocurrencies, specifically ADA. I mean, ADA has been absolutely just going parabolic, let's just be honest here. But I am expecting HBAR to possibly be included in this. I think that will be a big catalyst. Is it something that I'm like betting big on, or I want to see happen like right now? Not exactly. Like, I'm not in a rush for it. I don't really care if HBAR is included or not. It's very good for price action. But we do know that Hedera has a lot more going for it than just hype around being included in, like, for an example, U.S. Strategic Reserve. But it definitely does make a lot of sense. Outside of this, though, let's talk about AI. So, I've been addressing AI for a while on this channel. In fact, I think that AI is going to be one of the biggest things around blockchain and DLT adoption. One of the companies in the space, aka Accor, that have been really kind of utilizing AI in a very unique way. This is a company that I look forward to seeing become a very big success because they are building out on Hedera. And it's around healthcare. And they're using AI with Hedera Tech to accelerate this. And like I said, AI and blockchain, I know that Hedera isn't technically a blockchain, right? It's Hashgraph. But when we think about the convergence of these two technology giants, it makes so much sense. In fact, AI needs blockchain. The reason why is for data tracking, transparent data, allowing smart contracts to actually limit what AI can do or what AI can, accomplish. So when we think about the safeguards that blockchain and DLT actually provide for AI, especially at scale, it's very significant. And that's why I do think that Hedera is going to become one of the biggest players around the AI space, because when we think about Hedera, track and trace technology has always been a big focus point for them since going all the way back to like 2020, 2021. And, again, a lot of these AI panels that we're starting to see, this was at HederaCon. Guys, some very big players, heavy hitting players that were here. We did see Accor, we saw Equity Labs, obviously, we saw a few other companies as well. I think that these AI panels and these AI discussions around this tech are so significant to focus on because at the end of the day, we do know that AI is becoming a reality. It is something that's not going to slow down. It's only going to continue to, become bigger and bigger and bigger. And when we think about that, the need, or I would say the urgency around having, safeguards in place, it's so crucial. And that's where blockchain and DLT really kind of come into play. Now, again, Accor, they have been a big project that I've been focused on around Hedera for a very long time. They've been absolutely killing the game. And they were at ETH Denver in a big way as well. Really kind of providing a big spotlight for the AI side of Hedera. For an example, here we actually have a little bit of a breakdown of what they included. So here we have AI and data integrity. These are all of the projects or companies that are actually utilizing Hedera Tech around AI. For an example, we always look at ServiceNow, 80% of the Fortune 500. Accor is the big one, right? Healthcare. I mean, around healthcare and automation and even like decentralized like identity and things like that. Like, I love a lot of what Accor is doing. Again, I think that everyone should focus on what they're doing. But outside of that, you also have QuickPick, Equity Labs with Intel and NVIDIA, Neuron around drones. I mean, guys, they are absolutely killing the game. And of course, we have a few other ones here as well. But this looks like a great overall, little breakdown of what's possible on Hedera, what, Hedera already has in place. And what's crazy? The craziest thing about all of this is how completely stacked the Hedera ecosystem is from not only the AI side, but all of the use cases as well, like the DePIN players, the DeFi players. Like, Hedera has a completely stacked overall ecosystem. But also over here, we did hear from Accor, data accuracy and efficiency are essential in opioid-related mortality. Tracking, we're integrating agentic AI into our Health Data Explorer to improve toxology, data automation, and analytics, making insights more transparent. Check this out.
So we're in the healthcare space. Our primary use case is really all to do with tracking substance abuse and mortality due to substance abuse at the opioid space. So, Jonathan, to your point, in terms of like our function, really, I would say it's garden variety pipeline automation. And it's very much going down agentic paths. There is a lot of opportunity for automation, for efficiencies, but really the question is, okay, yes, you're taking, as example, like a real example, we're taking toxicology data and we're doing what we call verifiable intelligence. But the question is, well, what is your algorithm? What is your model? What is it doing? What does the training data look like? And what is the lineage of all of that? So in our world, I think full automated agentic AI is still some ways off because for various reasons, if not, just from a process, there's a need to involve subject matter experts. However, there's a tremendous amount of room for efficiency. So that's really what we're doing. We've kind of evolved our if you like, our conventional Hedera services and verifiability services and added this layer of agentic AI. And really we're trying to ultimately make the process of taking siloed opioid data, doing analytics, doing AI, reporting on it, both smarter and a whole lot faster.
And yeah, this is what's possible on Hedera when you start to tap into a lot of these major, I would say, sectors and industries that are so ripe for disruption. I mean, healthcare is one of the crucial industries that has been kind of left untouched by tech for so long. I mean, yeah, sure, tech has advanced so much. We have a lot of great new, tools and things like that, surgeons use and nurses use. But at the end of the day, the actual tech side behind everything is so outdated. So when we think about that, having AI and DLT completely incorporated into, healthcare in a big way, I think that this is going to be a complete game changer. But also on top of this, guys, don't forget that we just saw a huge update with Tune FM, which is also built out on Hedera. Yeah, this is definitely one of the OGs in the Hedera community. They just partnered up with Snoop Dogg. This is a huge one because now this is an exclusive partnership with Tune FM. And I think that this is a game changer. And we also did get a big update from Billboard. They actually posted this. They posted about it. And guys, they have 14.2 million followers. This is no joke. So we are starting to see a big focus put on Hedera and also, Hedera related projects. Tune FM is one of the oldest projects, or I don't want to say one of the oldest, but it's definitely an OG project to say the least on Hedera. So I definitely am focused on this. They have been making a lot of moves lately. So definitely have to focus on, some of the smaller side projects as well that not a lot of people actually look into because Tune FM for the longest time has just been overlooked. But also outside of that, to really kind of wrap this video up, Karate Combat has also been killing it. They've been putting on some incredible events. The engagement, the growth of Karate Combat has been something that I have been watching over the last couple, months and technically even years now, because they continue to become such a big player around the sports side. And remember that there are so many retail users that want to tap into something like the Karate Combat app. And the best way to do that is by having that recognition. For an example, UFC Fight Pass, guys, they already posted about Karate Combat multiple times. 397,000 followers. Everyone that does follow combat sports, you already know about the UFC. So the recognition here for Hedera-based projects, the growth around Hedera-based projects as well, has been nothing short of amazing. And I also think that everyone should focus on HBAR being included in this U.S. strategic reserve because it makes a lot of sense. We also have the ETFs. I just think that HBAR is getting very, very close to having a much larger breakout. The entire space across the board, I feel like we're getting very close to that big wave of the cycle, very similar to like 2021 around crypto as well. So with that being said, if you guys enjoyed this video, if you guys definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on because more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.